Welcome to another all live session of the market update. Today is December the 1st. It's the last month of the year already, 2018. In this live session, we're going to go back and take a look at the market indexes to see how it did against what we were sort of expecting, and then look at some possible scenario for the coming week. Okay, so let's start off with the Dow Jones Transportation. As you might recall, if you haven't seen the video, I suggest that you go watch the video, and I will put a link in the description, and also there will be a link at the near the end of this video. Okay, so as you could see that the Dow Jones Transportation is continue to march its way up toward this 10,977.80, because last week we were basically saying that we're looking for a continuation move toward this 10,977.80, and also notice that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's been 6 consecutive days of one-time framing up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a pullback before we make another move toward the 10,977.80. And now if this pullback turn into something bigger than just a pullback, and it start coming back down and test this low, then we will be watching this 10,080.51 potential support level carefully to see would it be able to get a bounce, or if it come down, fail the back test, and we're basically looking for this low to be retested down at the near the 9763.66. And for the Dow Jones Transportation, we're basically saying the Dow Jones Transportation, I'd like to see it to come up, fill this gap, and move above this 24,899.80. And we might be able to watch this thing to move toward the 25,754.30. So right now, as you can see, that the price action from last week clearly indicate that it is moving toward this resistance here at 25,754.30. But once again, don't be surprised to see a little bit of a pullback before we watch the industrial make another attempt at the toward the 25,754. Okay, and this is basically the prior resistance, and it got back up there. So so just kind of have to be careful about looking at this this gap here. And if it come back down and take out this low, then we probably will see this low get tested, and possibly see it come back down to this 23,602.10. And for the S&P 500, the S&P 500, we're also looking for this gap to get filled and possibly get back up above the 2676.81. And so it's good. See that it did fill this gap and move about this resistance, and right now it's also marching toward this potential resistance at 2,796.34. So again, if we get a little bit of a pullback, don't be surprised to see that before it make a attempt to this 2796.34, because just like the Dow Jones Industrial, we have these one-time framing up. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive one-time framing up. Now the Nasdaq 100, it held about the 6522.70. We're saying that it's important to see it hold this support, and then we will see would it be able to get back up to this 6846.94. As you can see, it got up there, did a little bit of a back test, so it seems like it want to move higher, and right now we're basically targeting this to 7158.78. But if it pull back and retest this support here, then we gotta want to see would it be able to just do a seesaw bounce and bounce back up. If it's not, then be watchful of this support here, 6522.70, and possibly the 64.2604 if it pull back much more drastically than we anticipate. And for the Russell 2000, we see the Russell 2000 got back above this 1527.7. We're saying this is the key level for it to recapture. So right now it seems to be bouncing around here, so we want to see would it be able to move do this and get away from this level on the upside and toward this 1592.1, and here's this pivot. Then if we get above that, essentially we basically have this double bottom breakout, and that could lead this index to a higher level. But if it chop around and fail to hold above the 1527.70, then we'll be looking at this recent low and possibly the October low get retested, and we'll be watching this 1452.1 for possible support. Okay, so that is the cash index, and I'm going to switch over to the respective ETF, and then we could take a look at the price action on those ETF for the what it did in the week just gone by, and what we could expect or be on the lookout for in the coming week. Okay, here we have the diamond, the ETF for the Dow Jones Industrial. Last week we're basically keying off to say we need to see this come back above this value area low and get back into this value area. Okay, and we saw that when we got back above this value area low, this composite, micro composite, and also came up to the VPOC. And right now it's moved toward the value area high. So once again, we might be looking at a possible pullback. Basically, bounce around on this point of control for a little bit before it make its move toward the value area high. Then once you get up to the value area high, it's important to key off to see would it be able to move to. So essentially it's a inside out, right? So basically doing this. And move to a higher level and take out this 257.80 and possibly find new area for new balancing. And if it can't go up, break out of this value area high, then we're probably looking for this thing to do a little bit of a pullback and see would it be able to hold the 249.62. And if it can't, then we're basically looking for this thing to come back and retest this value area low. Then depending on how that the outcome, what the outcome will be when it get down here, would it get a bounce back up, or it basically fail, then we'll be essentially looking for this low to get retested and possibly taken out, and we'll be watching this 235.88 for potential support. Then on the S&P 500 ETF, the Spider, again, it's similar to the Dow Jones, the diamond. We're basically looking for this thing to come back up to the value area low, and then come up and take out the point of control and see would it be able to make a move back up to the 279.16, and if it's unable to get up to the value area low, then we're essentially looking for this thing to pull back down here. So right now, again, we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight day of one time framing up. So we could see a little bit of a pullback to the point of control, chop around here before it make its move to the 279.16 and come up to this value area high. So it's key to see what it's gonna do, what price gonna do when it get to the value area high. Right, but if the pullback end up to be more than just a pullback and come back down and unable to hold this level, then we're basically looking for the possibility of move back down to the 258.80 if it break below the value area low. So, and also in addition to that, let's update the volume profile to include the last week's price action, and you can see that right now the point of control is pretty much at the same level as last week, and so is the value area high and low. So not much has changed in terms of the volume profile in the value area. Okay. And going back to the diamond, let's also update that just to make certain that nothing dramatically happened to the the volume profile if we include last week's price action. Right, so you can see that we're still a little bit away from the value area high. We could see a tag and then see how it's gonna do over here. Would it break out, come back, retest, and then move toward the 257.82. And looking at the QQQ Nasdaq 100 ETF, again, last week we're basically saying that looking for this thing to hold above this 158.77 and get back into this value area by reclaim the value area low. And you can see that it did just that, and also came up to the VPOC, the point of control. So right now we essentially see would it be continue to move up to make us move toward the value area high, and then we'll see how price will react once it get up to that value area high, or will it chop around on the VPOC and then fail and then come back down. We test this 166.88 area here, and also possibly come down to the value area low and see would it be able to get a bounce, or if fail to hold the value area low, then we'll be basically looking for this lower level of support here, 158.77, get retest, or possibly dip down to this 156.69. And let's also update the volume profile, the composite, to get the last week's price action. So you can see not much have changed in terms of the value area profile. Okay. And here on the Russell 2000 ETF, the IWM, we're essentially saying that they need to get back into this value area by going above the value area low. The Russell is a little bit underperformed comparing to the other indexes in terms of price movement. It did not move as decisively as the other index back into the value area. You see that it seems like it's just kind of peaking to this value area low. So it's important to see if that pullback will get a bounce and push up next week. If not, then we might be looking at a little bit more weakness on the Russell 2000 and possibly come back down and retest this low, and possibly the October low. If the October low get taken out, we'd be watching this 144.25. But it could, if it could get back into the value area and make us move toward the 158.17, which is near this slightly above this pivot. So again, just like the cash index, then we're basically looking at a potential double bottom breakout on the Russell 2000 ETF IWM. So this is that's it for today's live session. Hopefully you have found some usefulness and some information that you could use for the coming week. And please click on the like to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber to my video channel, click on the subscribe, and also click on that bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, and that way you get a timely notification of watching these videos to get whatever information that might help assist you in your trading. So good luck on your trading, and enjoy your weekend.